Ever since I was younger, I've always dreamed of sleeping on top of a mountain and waking up to see the scenic sunrise. In a recent adventure, after ending up in the mountains of southern France, I had a real chance to make this idea come to life. So, after completing my 24-hour bus challenge, I decided to embark on another journey and head south into the Pyrenees National Park. After a short while on this bus, I ended up in the picturesque town of Cauteretz, where the adventure would begin.
So, the adventure begins. It is now time to climb a mountain in the Pyrenees National Park and hopefully spend the night on top of it.
Since this adventure was so unplanned, I'd have the challenge of climbing the mountain, described as difficult, in my normal shoes, whilst carrying most of my equipment in a plastic little bag. But in a place as amazing as this, I had very little care for my personal comforts. With huge beetles climbing alongside me, lizards basking in the heat, and a random dog begging me for head pats, I began the ascension into the baking hot Pyrenean sun.
So, it is 30 degrees right now. So hot, especially when you're walking uphill. It's fair to say I am insanely tired, but I'm super positive this will all be worth it.
Aside from just the goal of camping on top of a mountain, this national park had also been a location which I'd read about in a National Geographic magazine as a kid, and always hoped to someday visit. So, strolling through this insane location felt even more special, and the sounds of nature gave it an unmatched feeling of peace.
Scenery aside, the insects here are absolutely insane. So I've got to give a shout out to them. Legit, there's so many cool butterflies, so many cool crickets. The diversity here is just insane. It's amazing how well wildlife does when there's not many people about.
Although I hadn't come here to study insects, it was hard to ignore the vast amounts that did live here. As butterflies of all colours flew around in front of the mountainous backdrop, the place was certainly feeling like a private paradise. However, there was one type of insect that I wasn't so keen on.
I keep getting bitten by horseflies. They're pretty annoying flies. They cut a little bit in your skin and then lick up the blood. So I've got little patches of blood all over my legs. National Geographic never mentioned that. Sitting here right now, it almost feels surreal. You look around and the higher I get, the more mountains come into view. It's hard to describe the feeling, but when you look around and see so many massive mountains, you feel so small. On top of that, the higher I've got, the quieter it's become. I've not seen a person now for maybe 90 minutes. If it wasn't for the houses down there, this would almost feel like an undiscovered paradise. What a place. As you can see, the sun is slowly starting to disappear. I have about 2 hours till sunset, so I really have to speed things up a little bit. I don't want to be looking about in the dark for somewhere to camp, because that's kind of dangerous. So I think for the next hour, I'm just going to walk and walk and walk, and try my best to ignore the view. But that's not easy.
The view was ever present, but I had no choice but to ignore it for a while and put my camera away, as I aimed to reach the peak before darkness kicked in. Soon enough, I was just 45 minutes away, but I was no longer on my own. As the sheep headed off to their base camp, I could now see mine.
The end is in sight. Even the sheep are loving this view.
From here, as expected, the view got even better. However, at the top, it was going to be at its best, and I was now so close.
We did it. Mission complete. And what a view. Now I just need to find somewhere to camp. And with all these sheep up here, that might not be too easy. But first, I have to just enjoy this view and let it sink in.
Being this high up simply felt amazing as I sat on the edge of the mountain looking at where I'd come from. I was higher than the mountains which previously towered over me, and at a height of over 2,000 meters, I was even higher than the vultures. But still, somehow, not higher than the sheep. Soon enough, however, even they decided that it was time to find a place to sleep.
Okay, that's actually kind of sad. So that is where I'm going to set the tent up for tonight. It means I can watch the sunset there, and then wake up to that view in the morning. Over there is going to be sunrise, but I don't need to see that from the tent. I can guarantee I will be up early and I will be straight out to catch that view.
With the tent set up, I could now relax for a bit and enjoy one of the best sunsets I'd ever witnessed. Every step had now felt totally worth taking.
What an amazing night, and what an insane experience. I just hope that I can get some sleep now and wake up in the morning to see the sunrise.
Using an old duvet cover as a sleeping bag and a t-shirt for a pillow, I fell asleep under the stars, miles from civilization, in anticipation of the sunrise.
Time for the morning view, one of the biggest reasons why I came here.
After 4 hours of sleep, the wait was finally over. Surrounded by one of the greatest views imaginable, I sat with the sheep as together we awaited the arrival of the sun. And just as expected, it didn't disappoint. Almost 2,500 meters high, 1,000 miles from home, I'd lived out a lifelong dream as I enjoyed every second of this incredible event.
Well, I can honestly confirm that this was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. What a morning, what an adventure. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and be sure to stay tuned for more similar adventures. But don't forget to live your own dreams too and experience memories like this, because you know we're only here once. Make the most out of it. I know money's always hard to get, time is often costly, but make sure that when you do sacrifice those things, you spend it on things that are totally worth it. So get out there, live your own adventures. Thanks for watching, guys.